And welcome back to another episode of Cooking with the Cripple. I'm your host, the Cripple, and today we're going to be focusing on eggs. Eggs and eggs only. So you want to get your pan nice and hot. I've got it right on the center. And another thing that I've failed to mention over my past episodes is that if you have the pan on just off the center or whatever, you can have stuff that's off the center of the burner and it'll cook more or less directly than the stuff that's on the burner. So let's say you have some some onions that you want to just cook and caramelize. You put them around here, and then you would just let them cook through the whole entire process, and then that would make it so that they don't ever burn. And then you basically just cook them on indirect heat. That's the word I've been searching for. But that's for if you're cooking stuff for a long period of time. But we are not, so we're going to have our skillet. No, not skillet. What is this? Pan? I don't know. Shows how much I know. We're going to have the pan right on the burner, and then we're going to wait for this to get nice and hot, and we're going to get started. And I know I've done eggs in my previous episodes, but this time the eggs are the main attraction. They're not a component to something else. But you also want to get some water for the water test. I've demonstrated that several times, but I'm going to really show you guys what I mean. Or I've mentioned it several times, but today I'm going to demonstrate what it actually means. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go get some water. Okay, now that we have our water, we can do the water test for checking to see if something is hot or not. Also, when you're cooking, let's say with small children in the house, you want to make some sort of sign that the stove is hot, meaning it's on, or it's hot, either way. But mine is always going to be just a water bottle on the stove. So if you're ever at my house and there's a water bottle on the stove is hot. Even if I forgot it there, it's still hot. But you're just going to take a little drizzle right in the center. See, this one kind of stayed there, so this skillet's not quite hot yet. But when it gets nice and hot, the water should just bounce around and then evaporate. See how it's starting to warm up? But anyways, we're going to let this get nice and hot, and then we're going to do the water test again, and then we're going to start cooking. So I will see you then. Alright, let's do the water test one more time. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. But the water should evaporate very quickly, and then we will get started on the eggs. So what you want to do is you want to put a plate or whatever you're going to be eating in, bowl, whatever, just slightly to the left or right, depending on which side you have more countertop space. You want to have it to the left or the right of the burners and stove. So I have mine to the left, as you can tell. So we're going to get started by cracking a few eggs, or rather one at a time, but either way. Come on. Come on. There we go. And we're just starting out with a regular old-fashioned fried egg. And this shouldn't take but 2 or 3 minutes to cook. And we will be golden. Just like this egg. So I will see you guys in a minute. Oh, by the way, right now while it's cooking is the perfect time to add in any seasoning, whether it be adobo, or salt and pepper or whatever you want to add in. Right now would be the perfect time because then it kind of cooks into the flesh of the egg. So go ahead and do that right now. I like mine plain when I'm in a hurry or whatever, but I usually do it with adobo or actually just salt and pepper. So do that now and then we'll get going. Alright, so our egg is done. Ugh, I think I just broke it. But we're gonna get your plate and we're gonna put this bad boy on the plate and then we're gonna work on the scrambled eggs and then finally the omelet, which are all components that I've done, but they've never been the main star. So go get you a bowl and get you a fork or whisk or whatever you want to use, but we're going to work on the scrambled eggs. Alright, you got your bowl, you got your eggs, good. I've got mine right here. Now I'm going to season these up with a little seasoning. I know that sounds a little redundant, but I like to use adobo, as I've said before. So you want to put it in before you scramble them, so that way the seasoning works its way into like the very core of the scrambling. And what I like to do is, hold on, let me see, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I just need to figure out a system to be able to show you guys what I'm doing. But I've got my eggs right here, and what I like to do is I like to break all the eggs first. Because you're gonna scramble them, but you wanna just break them up first, so that way they scramble that much easier. And then just use the very tippy tip of the tongs on the fork, and your mixture should honestly look like orange juice while you're spinning it. And if it settles and it separates, it's not a big deal. Just scramble it quickly before you add it in, and then you want to keep this mixture moving once it hits the hotness. But I'll show this in real time. That's fine. But anyways, those look good, and we're just gonna throw them in, and immediately we're gonna start moving them. So throw them in, and immediately grab your skillet and start moving them. Or grab your spatula, sorry. My heart's set on skillet. And this is a really simple, easy thing to make. You just gotta keep it moving constantly. And hold on. Just constant motion is all you really want out of this. And it should come together rather quickly. These will be light and fluffy and amazing. And then you basically use the same technique on your omelet of, well, I don't want to say that because you really don't, but at the same time you do. You want them to form a base for the omelet. And there we go. Those are done. Quickly move them out. And I'll be right back. I gotta plate them. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the scrambled eggs that we made that we did with the scrambled eggs. We're gonna season, if my seasoning will cooperate, and then pop, and then twist. So, got the seasoning. I know you can't see it. It's not very good. There you go. Got the seasoning. Pop them. Twist. And then they look like orange juice. And then you are golden. And so are the eggs. I'm sorry, I'll stop now. But there we go. You want these to cook on the bottom, so when they start to set, you'll know what that looks like. It'll kind of look like the fried egg a little bit, but since you scrambled them, it'll look a little different. When they start to change colors, that's what I mean by set. But when these set, we're gonna flip them, and that would be the perfect time to add in any sort of cheese that you want, or whatever you want to add in the middle of the omelet. So here we go. Boom. That's what I mean by setting, is they kind of change colors, and then take your omelet, or take your spatula, kind of come up around the corner, find a good flipping point. This is not going to turn out well. That's okay. These need a little bit more time. Let me see if I can find an edge that cooperates with me. Oh, there we go. There we go, there we go, and there we go, and there we go, and there we go. That turned out more like a crepe, but that's okay. So, let these cook for one more minute. I turn my burner off usually near the end of the process, because the residual heat that's in this is enough to cook whatever you got going. So, here we go. Oh, and if you're making breakfast, now would be a good time to make some toast or whatever. And there we go. So, here's a good shot of all of it. I will see you guys at the taste test table. Okay, so we're here at the taste test table, and wow, my hair is just doing its own thing right now, but that's okay. We're gonna try the omelet first. It didn't. My first try was perfect, and yes, this is the fork from the omelet, and the scrambled eggs, but I washed it, and it's totally safe. You always want to wash your utensils if you're going to be using them in other processes or eating with them, because you don't want to get sick. So here we go. Oh, another quick tip: if you burn your stuff or it doesn't turn out how you want it to, just add sauce. That's all you do. Sauce is the correctional. It's the food whiteout. So here we go. Nice and fluffy. You want that. Next is the scrambled eggs. Again, nice and fluffy. I can't complain. I should have been moving the spatula first before I added them in. So next time, or when you make them, have your spatula already moving, so that way they don't immediately adhere to the bottom. And next is my favorite part of any breakfast is scrambled egg. And what I like to do is I like to fold it up like this and just eat it all in one go. It reminds me of high school. I used to have to rush out the door for high school. Well, I didn't really have to rush so much, but I always felt like I was rushing. So that's what I would do with my fried eggs. Is I would fold them up like that and then just pop them in my mouth, and it's really good because the yolk doesn't make a mess on the plate, so you don't have to worry about the mess, and then you get your nourishment all in one go. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please leave me a comment if you did, or if you have any other tips, tricks, or recipes that you want, please leave them down in the comment section. And I will see you guys in the next video. This has been Cooking with the Cripple. I'm your host, the Cripple, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye! I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!